When someone wrongs you and that fiery certainty catches in your chest, it feels entirely justified. It rushes through your system with a powerful physical intensity. In the moment, that rush provides a specific kind of clarity. It hands you a narrative where you are right, they are wrong, and the world makes absolute sense. Yet, for all its heat and noise, this reaction often masks what is actually happening inside the body. This intensity acts as a distraction. It is a story the ego creates to keep us looking outward, effectively shielding us from the actual vulnerability hiding beneath the anger. To figure out who that anger is really destroying, we have to stop looking at the person you are mad at and examine the hidden mechanics of your own mind. For this hostility to survive, the brain performs an act of cognitive blending. It strips the target of their humanity, pausing your ability to feel empathy or see the world from their perspective. This rigid, black and white framing is a leftover survival instinct. It developed when early humans needed to make split-second judgments about rival tribes, but it functions as a broken tool in the modern world. It flattens a human being, someone with their own history of sadness, fears, and loves, into a simple, two-dimensional cartoon villain. Abraham Lincoln recognized this glitch in our thinking. He noted if he disliked a man, his immediate duty was to get to know him better. He understood that closeness and understanding naturally break the spell. It is difficult to maintain an unyielding hostility for someone once you learn their full story. So, if we pull back the focus from the manufactured villain, what happens when we examine the person feeling the hate? Psychologists often refer to anger as a bodyguard emotion. It functions as a secondary feeling, forming a thick outer shell shielding the host from internal pain. When that outer shell cracks open, you find raw fear, deep sadness, and the feeling of powerlessness. The psychologist Carl Jung noted that judging others is often an easier substitute for the difficult work of thinking. Similarly, projecting hate often serves as a substitute for the work of feeling pain. Pointing a finger and declaring someone evil creates a sense of control, but it actually signals a wound that has yet to heal. We go through life gripping onto hostility as a weapon, believing our rage is somehow punishing the person who wronged us. The reality is internal. Maintaining that level of anger requires an enormous amount of mental energy. You have to keep picking at the emotional scab, which floods your physical body with stress hormones and keeps your nervous system in a constant state of panic. By obsessing over a grudge, you tie yourself to the person you despise. You let them live in your head for free, granting them control over your thoughts and your mood. Prolonged anger builds a prison from the inside out, where you are forced to serve as both the guard and the prisoner. Realizing that this emotion is a self-inflicted trap is the first practical step toward reclaiming your peace. Letting go of that anger does not mean you excuse bad behavior. It does not mean you stop fighting for justice, and it certainly does not require you to be weak. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. promoted love as a practical strategy to stop the cycle of revenge. King tested this approach against organized, violent opposition, proving that it functioned in the middle of active, high-stakes conflict. He understood that a trap of mutual destruction serves no one. Choosing to let go of hate is a final act of self-respect. It marks the moment you decide to stop letting someone else's past actions dictate your current energy. This transition requires the bravery to lower the bodyguard shield and sit quietly with your own sadness and fear until those feelings actually heal. We do not secure our peace by defeating our rivals through hostility. We secure it by stepping out of the illusion entirely and refusing to play along with the concept of enemies.